A fish's life is just as valuable to them as yours is to you. How come fish can eat other fish, but we can't eat fish? They got blocked. The caption: he tried to carry me out of the friend zone, but it didn't work. 5-year-old daughter. Why does mum wear makeup? Me. To look pretty, but she's already pretty. Aw, dad, you should wear makeup. Who lied to men and told them they were logical? Their mums. So women. That's not what I said. How the hell do people get the average PP size for each country? Am I supposed to submit something to the national PP database? No, that would only lower the average. So I heard a hamburger and ketchup really go well together. His glasses are so strong, I can see his ears twice. Today I got a package from Duolingo. I know where you live now. Doing the deed with men is rarely enjoyable. Gay dudes seem to be having a blast, so maybe it's not a man problem. Oh, hey twin. Mr. Clune. I feel like he a dude that used to throw hands a lot, but then found cologne, suits, and God. All guys do is lie. All women do is believe. Spending 200k on veneers just for everyone to say they look bad. Could eat a corn through a chain link fence. Last time a girl took accountability was BC. Birth control? Before Christ. That's gonna be in there for more than a day, bud. I'm not your buddy, pal. Oh, sorry for the misunderstanding. Bud in that context was short for Buddha because you seem at peace with being fat. This is actually an epic response. I'm glad they didn't even try to argue back with that. They accepted their L. Is it bad that you ain't got straight teeth? Git, my teeth are straighter than the pole your mum dances up. The federal government is suing Arizona for placing shipping containers at the border as a temporary wall. Imagine suing someone for doing your job for you. My friend was metal detecting and found a 400-year-old coin. It looks like he spent 400 years looking for it. Dude's hands are decomposing. Get him some moisturizer. Baby girl and I. Stick? Is it a real person? I don't know you. Please delete my picture. Not even a stick girl wants you, bro. When I let my ex carry a 40-pack of water up 2 flights of stairs, that's when I knew I didn't love her anymore. She sat it down and took a breath on the landing, and I just walked around her. Well, if she can pick up on hints, she can now tell. I'm craving 5 guys right now. I got 4 homies, so what's up? I'm talking about the burger place. That one guy in class who lectures everyone, but scores 0 in exam. British men stopped wearing this hat some years ago and started getting it as a haircut instead. Not me, though. This guy's that one person at the party who oversings happy birthday. Which celebrity passport photo is clearing? Why does Beyonce look like she's in a true crime series? Because she killed her husband. There's something we don't know about Beyonce. Citizens, we want affordable healthcare. Government, why are McDonald's McFlurry machines always broken? The US government is set to find out. McDonald's mukbang. I feel like Nick is the human embodiment of the voice in your head that tells you to crash your car while you're driving. Some people are born to make history, but she was born to delete history. I bet when you walk, your tits give each other high fives. Piers Morgan is named the UK's 40th. No, he's not. Do they only have 40 men in the UK? My only talent is breathing. I said this to my mum and she just said, you have asthma. College students do not have to go into debt to get a degree. They can work their way through like many of us did before the day of student loans. Ma'am, you were classmates with Moses when college classes costed only a few shekels. I held up the grocery line because the card reader couldn't read my Apple Watch. Elderly man behind me. Let's move this along, future boy. Jake Paul is the type of guy to throw a rock at the ground and miss. 25-year-old man Jason joyfully announces that he is expecting his first child with his 63-year-old wife. That mummy at least 80 is breaking. The police officer who arrested Scotty Scheffler. My man looks like if he had a great fall, it would take all the king's horses and all the king's men to put him back together again. My dentist asked, are you a gamer? I was confused. Yeah? He was like, you grind your teeth at night, and by telling me the decay, you're not a very good one. Another reason for not to be a team player anymore. I love this game. It got me back into studying. What in the turkey teeth? Financed Merc. Crushed velvet interior. Live, laugh, love, final boss of you. I ain't going for the best post ever vibe. I'm going for that it's 4 AM and this is literally the only post that has popped up in my feed in 30 minutes, so I might as well reblog it vibe. You failed at both. I am going to liquidate all my assets and use the money to hire hitmen to slap you daily for the rest of your life. If you are not disabled and you park here, you soon will be. They look like if you turned the Angry Birds human. Ma'am, when we want your opinion, we'll ask your husband or father for it. You say that, yet I know the difference between a question and an opinion, chud. What's a woman? Someone who covers their drink when you walk by. Donnie, you gotta deactivate, man. This is deeply unnatural. He looks like a computer-generated image of what a kidnapped child looks like as an adult. You have the eyes of a neglected hamster. An anxious hamster. I can see the OF in her eyes. Baby boomers did that thing where you leave a single square of toilet paper on the roll and pretend it's not your turn to change it, but with a whole society society. Animals be 20 minutes old and already know what to do. Meanwhile, human babies come out with a spot on their head that ain't finished yet, and the communication skills of an alarm clock. How the hell have we evolved? I don't know. Pure luck. What are some things that sound like compliments but are actually insults? No, I don't think that's a compliment. You're beautiful in your own way. Joe Rogan admits schools don't have litter boxes for kids who identify as furries. Schools barely have lunch for kids who identify as hungry. How it feels to exist solely for the purpose of downloading other browsers. If you're a woman and can't cook, it's like, what were you doing during your preteens and teen years? Being a Minecraft hoe. Gotcha. Working my butt off at school so I can be a boss and hire you as my chef since you're so good at cooking. What is he wearing? Looks like he dressed up as a baby crib for Halloween and forgot to change after the party. Just a short reminder, your outfit from Zara isn't old money. It's no money. It looks like you're smuggling an Xbox One controller in your mouth. She looks like if you hit her head with a spoon, it'll sound like a gong. Bang, something like that. My girlfriend's so beautiful. I love her so much. I'll let her ruin me. Wait, your girlfriend is Harry Styles? 105-year-old woman receives her master's degree from Stanford University. Congrats to her, but what is she gonna do with a master's at 103 years old? Bro could smoke a cigar in the rain. Profoundly mid-Angloid peasant phenotype. You should be in the fields, not voting. No matter how cold it gets, there is always this person. I make $16 an hour packaging boxes at the Amazon distribution center. I'll be damned if guys that's flipping burgers make as much money as me doing skilled labor. Bezos makes $150,000 a minute and pays you $16 an hour, but you're mad at checks notes. McDonald's fry cooks? You on steroids? He's barely on breakfast. Can someone please explain? Mike Wazowski. I think my girlfriend's professor makes super suits on the side. She's not short enough. Me when I'm in Ohio and the Rizzler tries to grab my gyat, but I don't have my phantom tax. I wish I never learned to read, and then I would have been spared from reading this abomination of a sentence. Kid's got the fighting stance of a starving penguin, but he is the reason they call the toothbrush a toothbrush. These are two of the richest comedians in the world, and most of that money is from saving on shampoo. This is how cartoon sheriffs be sleeping with the jail keys dangling out of his pocket within arm's reach. A sniper's dream. You can't miss a headshot on this guy. Roses are red, violets are blue. Your 2 inches felt like 6 because I had feelings for you. You should be an actor then. Enough for today. My husband is taking me tomorrow for soaping. What should I buy? A dictionary. You, Mr. Beans. Who is not picking Mr. Beans? Not enough yeast in the world for how much bread I'm about to make. I lost 3 grand. Jake Paul out here looking like a crescent moon. Roided out chin. Knight and her princess. Girl, go find an actual knight. The only thing that guy is battling is AliExpress shipping times. Apple CEO Tim Cook. Pay falls to 63 million. Oh damn. I hope he's able to scrape by with that. 60, is that it? Come on, man. This guy's gonna suffer. Prayers in the comments for Tim Cook, man. This guy's suffering. It's not a micrometer. Yeah, if we wanted that, we'd just tattoo your pee-pee. Micrometers are used to measure with accuracy, not small things. I wish my pee-pee was consistent, but it varies greatly based off if your mum has a bag over her head or not. Tinder has trained a bot to swipe based on his preferences and used ChatGPT to chat with over 5,000 women. Now he is engaged to the woman ChatGPT suggested he proposed to. ChatGPT got a girl before me. To the person currently outbidding me on my first house, I know where you are about to live. Seize this mess. I hope you fall down the stairs choking on a cheese stick, and I hope you get tripped and scrape your knees. You're built like a ring pop. I was telling my mum how dating is hard because I'm out meeting plenty of people, but it seems like everyone my age is already paired off, and she goes, maybe you can find a man who's just woken up from a coma. Breaking news. Singer-songwriter Lana Del Rey has been eaten by a pelican. I once got roofied in an Applebee's, and the food was still the worst thing that happened to me that night. I've never been to Applebee's. I won't be going after hearing this. Men posed as marshals to avoid masks at Florida resort. Dude on the left looks like a Walmart version of the dude on the right. Billie Eilish dresses like she got her clothes stolen at the gym, so they gave her what they had in the lost and found bin. You ain't aged a bit since Honey I Shrunk the Kids. This is not a drill. It's a hammer. I hope you are eaten alive by an oversized beaver while you sleep. How do I even respond to that? Fortifying your walls. They finally did it. They made a movie nobody is going to pirate. Woman who got an eyeball tattoo may lose her eye. Now she's warning others. No need to warn me. I'm not stupid. You look like meth. You look smart. Also like a serial killer. Maybe I'm wrong. Hope so. Laser Dim and Dave Blunts. This collab could be huge. They look like two clumsy assistants a villain has. Without a doubt, one of the most accurate memes I've seen. We had several extremely attractive women begging to join us. I told them to get bent. The hot tub is for alpha males. I've seen gay not safe for work content straighter than this. Rushing off the bus this morning, I slipped and fell. $2 worth of change fell out my pocket. This lady gone yell. Damn Sonic, you good? Almost snapped on her. Instagram creators are so crazy. Like, I'm not taking life advice from someone who didn't want their own nose, bro. Without that mustache, he would look like a student marrying his teacher. But even with that mustache, he still looks like a student marrying his teacher. Just wearing a fake mustache. MAGA-themed wedding pays tribute to Trump. How empty is your life when you make your wedding about another man? This is what Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy would actually look like if they grew up in the 80s. She shows up for a blind date. What do you do? Put candy in her bag? I didn't know Halloween was today. Donald looks like he's wearing 3 years worth of Christmas gifts from his grandma. Chris Pine looks like a one-time Wimbledon ladies single champion working as a tennis commentator. My brother saved his Capri Sun for later. Who the hell can't finish a Capri Sun? I'm done with video games, drinking, watching not safe for work content, and finally ready to settle with a nice lady and start a family. Stop eating animals without barbecue sauce. Nice try, vegans. Breaking. Buddy Healed has been traded to the Warriors. I know apples be scared when he walk in the store. He could eat an apple in one. How is his mouth that big? Ariana Grande looks like a Disney princess using her one wish to her fairy godmother to ask for the world's biggest can of Monster Energy drink. A talking Monster Energy drink. Who can sing? Bro looks like the Spotify app icon. Why does your mouth move in italics? Somebody threw Yoda through a window. I'm actually in 4 states at once. If you count crippling depression, bro really looks like an imaginary friend. He looks like he disappears when you wake up. You kinda look like a mop. How much Robux was the fit, bro? His kids are going to say their first words before he does. Enjoying a meal with a friend, and a man came by, threw this on a table, and ran out the store. Both of you are beautiful, but is light skin one taken? Bro writes like the damn Chick-fil-A cows. She looks like she's gonna tell you that you've brought dishonor to your family. I was thinking about getting a pair of blazers. How do they fit? Bro looks like Buzz from Home Alone. I need to discuss Dylan on Bake Off. He looks very easy to make on Sims 4. Hello. John Cena did in these 2 pictures what Harry Styles couldn't in countless photo shoots. First he'll host the Oscars, and then be announced as 007. Big year for Mr. Holland. We want 007, not... Hey! Come on! I like Tom Holland. Every time I hear alpha male, I think of it in terms of software, unfit for the public, and full of unresolved issues. At least a beta male is further down the development line. Did you fall into grandma's sewing drawer? Drugs should be legal, but they should mandate putting this picture on drug packaging, like they put rotten teeth and tumors on cigarettes. Official portrait of Charles and Camilla. They look like the front of a Party City costume pack. KSI, thick of it. Honestly, if it had a different beat, different melody, different lyrics, sound effects, artist, different theme, message, and a different genre, it could have went hard. It just somehow ratioed the actual video. It's amazing when people who don't live here care about American politics. Nobody gives a damn about European politics. We are your heroes and gods. If they are gods, then they're Greek gods. Utterly useless and smashing their sister. How I always leave the hotel room, so room service knows what went down. If you had time to set this up, the hotel staff already knows nothing happened. That burn's gonna leave a generational mark, if OP ever has a child, that is. Jojo Siwa reveals that she isn't innocent after all. Just wait until I drop that F-bomb, she warns. She's like when you give a homeschooled kid a Mountain Dew. Men, I make 6 figures. The 6 figures? That is 6. Girl looks like Pot of Greed. Of course 100k isn't enough. He dances like a toddler who is still figuring out how his arms work. Legendary boxer Mike Tyson is ready to pay $10 million to any guy who marries his daughter. What's her ring size? Onion. Your head looks like if you lightly squeezed the bottom of a water balloon. It just doesn't pop. Kim Kardashian. She looks like a weird collection of spare parts. It looks like someone tried to draw a blow-up doll from memory. This is the perfect description. Hey, I'm loving your video so far, but I really feel like the need to say you look like Dream if he was in Ratatouille. Seeing a Cybertruck in the wild is fun, because only 3,000 have been sold, so it's like, oh wow, there's our town's biggest dip. Look at him go. Condoms are free at campus, but printing isn't. So sex is more important than our assignments. Condoms are free because sex can cause serious health issues if it is carelessly done and can kill you as well. Lack of education won't kill you. I think it will. I think lack of education can. It'll just make you compare sex to printing. Enough with the WFH sweatpants. Just like the adult you're getting paid to be. I'm not taking fashion advice from a guy who looks like he runs the bumper boats at segregation-themed amusement parks. She's praying for more. I would be too. that's not a lot of... Actually, that is a lot of food. What is that yellow stuff, though? Macaroni and chicken? The US dollar, the most valuable currency on Earth. 50k USD would basically make you a millionaire in London or Paris, where they use pounds and euros, and both of which are worth more than dollars. A pound is a use of measurement, bro. We're talking about currency. British street food looks like something a dog would make if it could be a human for a day, okay? American food is death. I don't know. Am I right? My coworker wants a turn. He says he's heard every fat joke in the book, so please be creative. He'll only have to hear the fat jokes for a few more years. I was told I was kissed by an angel on my face. Did the angel kiss you with its boot? I need attention 1999. I need attention 2024. I don't mind the Cybertrucks. I think I'm the only one who actually kind of likes it. Charlie looks like when Deadpool gets torn in half and he grows back a baby's bottom half. You're a 10, but it's on the pH scale. Why does this guy seem like he's the patient who killed the actual psychiatrist and is impersonating him at the trial? I need to know the context. If that blade was any more blunt, Snoop Dogg would try and smoke it. Jessica, Anne, Matthew, photographed by Martin for Interstellar. They look like the founders of a startup that will end up in a Senate hearing. Elon Musk's daughter, Vivian, calls dad a heinous incel after he offered to give Taylor Swift a child. Imagine being called an incel by the person who came from your balls. Remember when the killer robot looked like a killer robot and not the manager of Home Depot? His face looks like he just poured a bowl of cereal and found out there wasn't any milk. I had this happen to me 2 months ago. Not a good night. Not a good night. 1 star. People are extremely rude here. I waited several months for paperwork, and even after the paperwork I waited another month. Waiting for paperwork is not an example of rudeness. They were looking for a job and they're annoyed that they're going through applications. Andrew Garfield looks like he bit people. Bro lost a baddie and started terrorizing the whole galaxy. Define crash out. Anakin. Florida woman allegedly assaulted 2 people for doing inappropriate stretches at a pool. She attacked us. I'm sorry, but it would be so easy to make a me of her. You are filming a romantic comedy. I'm sorry, I don't have celebs saved on my phone because I'm not a loser. He did the pregnancy celebration because he'll deliver his next goal in 9 months. Imagine being a footballer and reading this under one of your goals. What's the best way to tell someone that their baby is ugly? Oh, they look just like you. Sarah Palin now looks like she's vacationed in, I don't know where this place is. She looks like a cocktail waitress on an oil rig. Last one before it counts. These look like actors playing balls, Greek god and Greek yogurt. My wife says that it's my butt and legs. She says that my lower half of my body is that of a Greek god, but the upper part is more like a Greek yogurt. Twitter ain't ready for this take right now, but it's okay to be white. Cybertruck, what the hell has happened to his finger? Hip firing my Barrett 50 cal. Say hello to my only friend. Not even playing cards and still pulled a queen. More of a king, but whoa, hold up. Who's the king? Me. You're the Joker card everyone throws away. POV, your brain is as smooth as the perfectly polished silicone sphere they made to redefine the kilogram. If you scaled that thing up to the size of Earth, the biggest bump would be the size of a grain of salt. We got married. I support you because no offspring deserves this type of head. The cycle ends with you guys. I love British street food. Oh, I read this before, but it's gold. I don't like this type of slander. Beans, potatoes, jacket potatoes and cheese, butter. This looks like the first thing a dog would make to eat after turning into a human. Story of my life. How tall are you, Robbie? How tall do I need to be? Taller than you think, Robbie. I'm 5'10". Roast me. No need to roast. You're close enough to hell as it is. The closest thing I'll come to hell is talking to you. This is fun. I like this. Who are we gonna call when I need something from the top shelf? We could call your dad, but I'm assuming he's not in the picture. The virus started this year when I was 21. I'll be 37 this year. Why did I read this in my voice? How else does reading work?
Because you can talk like this and read like this. Hello, I am actually VaazkL. I just pretend to be a human because every person who makes content on YouTube is a human. And if I was an alien, I think I would get segregated.
Never end your life. Scandinavians pay $50 at a restaurant to eat what's left in the fridge from a bachelor that hurt himself. Food takes 2 to 3 business days to reach his stomach. Ryanair, I will bring my own stairs next time. Bring your own plane next time too. They are literally incompatible. They are not biologically designed for each other. This is what me and the boys biologically did to your mum last night. If this guy gifted me a giant wooden horse, I would be worried. When your dad looks like El Macho from Despicable Me. Chicken doesn't need seasoning. Amazing how he resisted the temptation to devour that sign long enough for this picture to be taken. Given how much he loves the taste of cardboard, they say you either look like a hot mum or a cigarette mum. Needle mum. Miley Cyrus is rumored to make an appearance in the final season of Stranger Things. Name a more random appearance. You at the gym? Face app review. Old Pewds looks like a fingerprint. Someone's having a breakdown. When was the last time your single brain cell collided with the corner of your skull like a DV screensaver? Screw you. Strong letter to follow. Anonymous hate from the late 1800s. this. I'm a fat girl, so I can't mess with a thick guy. My guy is athletic, 0% body fat or muscle. 0% body fat? Is that your way of telling us he is imaginary? How does bro fold towels? He gets someone to do it for him. You look like something that can be sealed away by solving a riddle. Bro's hair could be loaded and shot from an LMG. The needlessly useless webcam activity light. I keep my cam uncovered because seeing me is punishment enough. Loser. You follow not safe for work anime artists. Never said I'm not a loser though. Her friends invited her to a party. They said, be there or be square. She stayed home and made this. This man looks like he's wearing a disguise. His mustache is fake. He always looks like he's doing long division in his head when you send them a risky text, and their reply is even riskier. You stay away from my apples. My 9-year-old just walked up to me while I was eating and said, good cow impression, mummy. Never mind, that's just you chewing. He might not make it to 10. Kevin and Kendall. Why does Kendall look like a cardboard cutout? Brian may be up to something. He does not look 47. He looks like a 37-year-old man who got bitten by a zombie 12 hours ago and is trying to conceal this fact from the rest of the party. How to meet women in the grocery store. What to talk about with Alan looks like a bug that transformed into a human but stopped on 90%. I'm a Discord owner of 4 Discords, admin on 15, Redditor and Reddit owner of 3 Reddits. If you lost £1 for every message sent in your server, you would still be morbidly obese. Not as obsessed as me. I eat pizzas less greasy than your face. Every job is stupid. Name one cool job. Whale watcher. Spying on me isn't a job. I can see the OF in her eyes. 200 years in the future. Honey, have you seen my iPhone 378? I need it to pre-order my PS6. You should ask Twitter to add a laugh track function so it can mask the unfunny. Tupperware. Looks like a takeaway food container. That's exactly what Tupperware is, you upper-class crumpet. People, stop calling him an idiot. As an idiot myself, I think it's discrimination against my kind. Loser. Saw my name in the thumbnail, so I had to click. Maybe it's not always about trying to fix something broken. Maybe it's about starting over and creating something better. And that's why you have a younger brother. You look like a failed clone of Zuckerberg that got too powerful. Just die already. What a stupid song. How about you, you sack of pearly packaged horse poop? Fun fact, just being raised in Italy gives you a huge advantage in judging food, because we don't eat poop over here like you guys do in America. I guess in Italy you become the poop instead of eating it. My husband eats 12 eggs a day. How does that make you feel? I honestly do not care. Why does he low-key kind of look like if Mr. Bean was young and Asian? He looks like that purple teddy from Toy Story. Nike Air Force One retail price has increased from $90 to $100. Force has been $110. What are they talking about? You've been getting robbed, my boy. Foot Locker. Bro, the workers have been running game on you because they've always been 90. Bro's been paying for the pretzels for the whole staff. Bro's been adding a meal on his price, so he ain't gonna let them go hungry now. Why is she dressed like she's debating if Sparta should go to war or not? You look like a Japanese high schooler who quit smoking 2 days ago. This movie was so bad that Aang has a permanent downvote symbol on his head. Tyler 1 finally sees his head dent. His headset clicks onto his head like a Lego. This is the guy who never grew out of being the fastest kid in 2nd grade. Bro's barber cuts his hair from the 2nd floor. If I put your brain in a bird, it would fly backwards. I mean, it's alright. Post-face surgery. Your face tends to swell excessively. My new nickname amongst my friends is Megamind. Unnatural hair colors in women are a warning sign to stay away. It's an example of posmatism, the phenomenon of poisonous animals in nature, advertising their toxicity and lethality. It's there to warn off predators, not sexual partners. If you're repelled by it, it's working. A key that unlocks a lot of doors is a good key. A lock that gets opened by a lot of locks is a bad lock. A sharpener that sharpens a lot of pencils is a good sharpener, but a pencil that is sharpened gets smaller each time. A San Francisco billionaire is donating $30 million to the University of California, San Francisco, to research root causes of homelessness and potential solutions. Mirrors at $10 are at Target. This looks like an elf who gives you quests to get into the Thieves Guild. Pants were invented for men, not women. It's impossible for a woman to wear pants, jean, yoga pants, dress pants, leggings, dungarees, etc. without sexualizing her body, since they highlight her legs, curves, and rear end. Women who want to be modest should not own pants at all. That's a lot of words for nobody will smash me. I met the meme guy at the airport. You guys are standing right next to each other, and you're still social distancing. Congrats, Tom. You've posthumously earned an unfollow. Your family should be proud. Twitter isn't an airport. No need to announce your departure. Must be nice having a brain so smooth it just rolls around in your head like a ball bearing when your FBI agent finds your OF. Why is she trying to act hot but has a 1950s secretary face? Please quote this tweet with your most controversial food opinion. I love controversial food opinions. Chinese food is tired. It's boring, gloppy, oversalted, and utterly forgettable. Mate, you look like you think bananas are too spicy. I find the fact that you lived this long both surprising and disappointing. Lunch is ground beef with banana and honey. Actually so good. 200 calories and 22 grams of protein. This looks like something you'd feed a pit bull on its birthday. Those who want power are those who least deserve it. My brother in Christ, you bought the website. If someone ever asks you to do something for them, do it really bad so you never have to do it again. Is that why you're no longer on TV? Bacteria is a living thing, and a virus isn't. You cannot catch a virus. The only way you catch one is if it's injected inside your body. Spoiler alert, your teacher always handed your tests back to you face down, huh? She has the exact facial movements as a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic bass player. Bro looks like an imaginary friend. When you wake up, you forget his face. Official portrait of Charles III and Camilla. They look like the front of a Party City costume pack. If bro ever gets hungry, he's got 2 footlongs on the floor. Lady, I thought you don't give tickets to pretty girls. We don't. Sign here. Not recommended. I stubbed my toe on the way to install this game. That was the most enjoyable part of this experience. I just finished this puzzle that doesn't have a picture. What's it like being a psycho? Why are you single? By choice? Not my choice, but still. By a choice. I drew myself in the GTA art style. You look like you're about to sell me a gym membership that I can't cancel. What's the fastest way you've seen someone ruin their life? I popped out of my mum's womb and her life was ruined instantly. You can create unique jewelry from old unnecessary things. Why does this guy have the face of a lumberjack and the body of a white mum? My dad just sent me the Spotify playlist. What do you think he means by this? Sweet child o' mine, the thing that should not be. I want you to know deep down inside, I hate everything about you. That's just the way it is. Leave. Get out. Barely acceptable. Crossing the line. What about? Detained. My guy, we can fit the entire country of Vietnam in that teeth gap. Kodak out here looking like the 0.1% of the germs that survive hand wash. That Ozempic got Drake looking like the hound dog from King of the Hill. Bro, your teeth would be rotted from all the Monster you drink, but they're so crooked the bacteria lost their way. I'm laughing uncontrollably at this. Why do they look like Pokemon evolutions? Is it just me, or did Twitter not safe for work content get boring? No, you are an addict, and you need to seek mental evaluation. I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore. Father's Day is a sexist concept. Maybe happy sperm generator for conception day. Listen, Albert, there are approximately 380 billion trees in the Amazon rainforest, and most of them work hard to produce oxygen for us. So there is at least one tree out there working hard so you can breathe. So I want you to find that tree and apologize to it for wasting its hard work. My only talent is breathing. I said this to my mum and she said, "You have asthma, idiot." POV. You just noticed that your legs go halfway up your husband's torso. Bro stands like he has an interesting fact about the Mongolian Empire that he would like to share. Khaled be looking like the 7 signs of a stroke posters up in the doctor's office when he talks. If this ain't how the steak is cooked, I don't want it. You could have just went to a farm and bit the cow in the butt if that's what you were going to order. They should invent a bread bowl that kills you. Don't give Panera any ideas. Is it over for my nephew? I've seen senior citizens younger than this man's. Headphones purchased 1 year ago. Brand new. I've barely used them. Why does this always happen? Unfortunately, it's your taste in music. The headphones would rather cease to exist than continue playing it. He has the eyes of a dog who knows it's about to be put down. Sad eyes. Cashier, your total is $9.99. Me? Here's 10 and keep the change. Bro's bogey's living in a mansion. You look like you sell essential oils on Facebook. I think I drew you when I was 4. Hashtag new profile He looks like every boy who left school to do an apprenticeship in some kind of trade. Well, this is interesting. Representative Shiri Thaindar has sold up to $75,000 of crypto. This dude looks like an 8-year-old that made a wish to become a grown-up overnight, and it came true. Quick and dirty, but that flatness bothered me enough. I put a $100 bill in your shower last week, and it's still there, bro. Closed a $7.5 million contract at work. Got a $20 gift card for Subway as thanks. Get double meat. You're worth it. How big are your boobs? You go first. Come on, Edge. There's over 250 doing the deed positions, and you guys only know 3. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks at once, but I fear the man who has practiced 1 kick 10,000 times. Leonardo DiCaprio is reportedly dating 19-year-old model. He's like my employer paying minimum wage. You know he would go lower if it weren't for the law. Knight and her princess. Girl, go find an actual knight. The only thing that guy is battling is AliExpress shipping times. My brother is the bottom. We are both the same. You just don't want to admit it. You couldn't amount to my pinky toe. Don't you ever compare yourself to me. This guy looks like a blood donor who couldn't say no. My bedside table. He has has the gun, but with that much Diet Coke, he can also shoot you with his kidney stones. Mistakes are proof you are trash. I'm giving up. I'll probably let you down, not gonna lie. He looks like a cross between Peter Griffin and Bill Gates. What's the funniest thing you have ever heard gay? A guy called me gay because I didn't shake my Skittles before I ate them. Who? A guy. She has no class. And your wife has no butt. Hashtag bars. Bro got rainbow shaggy hair for this amount of Robux. DJ Khaled. All he does is say his own name. That guy's a Pokemon. He made his career being a Pokemon. Is there any law for why Tim looks like a lollipop that fell on a carpet and got picked up again? Why are the pyramids in Egypt? Because they are too big to transport to British museums. Are you a 40-year-old lesbian or an 11-year-old boy? Mixed. The guillotine's worst nightmare. The man with a massive neck. This is a certified hood tragedy. Simon looks like someone wearing a mask of his face and looking through the eye holes. Imagine if the mosquito landed on my pee-pee. It would die of starvation. Don't mosquitoes need a surface area to land on larger than their feet? Just like how you can't rearrange vomit to make it into an appetizing meal. No amount of editing changes will make Justice League a good movie. Still won't be buying my girls, 11 and 14, a PlayStation. It's junk made in China. Why support them? Twitter for iPhone? Dude, you killed her. He looks like a townsman, unaware that he's about to be roasted by a dragon. Sabrina Carpenter for Skims. I do genuinely wonder how a male can see a woman like this and still be gay. I mean, look at you. You're already halfway there. Picture of a baddie and you out here thinking about other men. If a man and a woman cannot be friends, bisexual people literally cannot be friends with anyone. That explains why I have no friends. What's just coming here to say this? JavaScript. Everyone uses it. Nobody likes it. Today I learned I have something in common with JavaScript. Honestly, I can't remember the last time anybody complimented me. Not even in a romantic/sexual context, just in general. Do you remember the last time you were insulted? Of course, I was alone in the shower. This is the most human cat I have ever seen. He's got the hair of someone who is fluent in made-up languages. It's the lighting. She looks like a WikiHow illustration. 4D is life. That's like a $40 Uber from one eyebrow to the other. At 10:27, she looks like the word pumpkin. Robert Downey Jr. and his mum attempted to make the best poached eggs. Danny's the type of guy to repeat someone's typo in the group chat and make it the name. The owner literally looks like a Halloween decoration. He looks like a mixture of Nicolas Cage and Jesus. Glad to see Arnold from Magic School Bus is doing well. Female gingers be looking like models. A solid 10 out of 10. While male gingers look like someone sprinkled paprika on a peeled potato. I'm sorry to all the gingers. You need to clap back at this guy. Shut up, you ingrown flower ball. You probably look like something I draw with my left hand. If anyone ever touches you, they would make the face you make when you touch the wet food in the sink. Still thinking about how my friend told me my posture is so bad that if I stood on a ball, I would look like a question mark. Anyone else get the feeling that Tom's wheel is turning, but the hamster died a long time ago? Yeah, my legs are getting bigger than my biceps. I've been training for a solid 7 months and my legs are starting to get bigger than my biceps. Have my biceps hit a plateau, or do I just have good leg genetics? You have very poor brain genetics. You are as handsome as you are smart. Confused face. My point exactly. 10-year-old. Did you have pens in the olden days when you were a kid? Yes. Did I just insult you a little bit? Yes. Gets killed 3 times in a row by the same guy. You're a hacker and you're bad with no skill. The mental immaturity in salt is so potent I can float on this guy's sweat like the Dead Sea. Mugshot after being arrested for robbery. I've got no words. Was he robbing the Lollipop Guild? PS5 looks to have a little too much contrast. Life isn't vibrant. Oh, so you're whining about beautiful graphics? You're like that one person who, when the adventurer finally returns with bags of gold for everyone, complains that it's too heavy to carry home. Kristen Milioti, behind the scenes of the Penguin. Why does she low-key look like the Cat in the Hat? According to aerodynamics, the bee shouldn't be able to fly. This is true of all helicopters as well. Helicopters don't fly. They beat the air into submission. That's because helicopters don't fly. They're so ugly the earth repels them, and they're so dangerous. Who are these idiots? They smile like kindergarteners with silver caps and behavioral issues. Someone told me I look like this guy from Lilo and Stitch, and he ratioed me by 10k. Every time I start to feel good about myself, my 5-year-old calls me something like squishy mummy to keep my ego in check. I haven't heard his new music, but I assume it's for guys with why so serious neck tattoos that try to put their hands down the back of their girlfriend's sweatpants while in line for smokes at a gas station. How is that so obscure, but everyone who reads it will understand? Amazing. Twitter drives a massive number of clicks to other websites. Biggest click driver on the internet by far. The reverse is true. Dairy is worse than Coca-Cola, says leading longevity expert. carcinogenic sugar water healthier than He looks like a goblin that would drop 5 gold and a level 1 dagger. These memes are pretty dumb simply because none of you know how a bell curve works and it shows. Funny bell meme. Repeating what they said. Funny bell meme. Bro, you look like a bisexual horse. Ben Affleck's daughter is literally her mother's twin. His genes didn't even try. It looks like the still from a Disney made-for-TV movie where a dog and a cat gets transformed into people. These people are delivering their lines exactly how I imagined Bread would talk. I would take you to the movies, but they don't allow snacks in. Damn, but why snacks? What? Huh? Is your head just for decoration? 5,840 cigarettes. Average dad photo before he had you. I'm unfollowing you because I disagree with how you spend your money. I don't blame you. I don't know what your problem is, but I'm sure it's hard to pronounce. I like this one. I still remember when clowns were in the circus and not on Twitter. When it rains, a puddle is formed. You look like Heisenberg if he tattooed his hat on his lip. The new F-150 seats go all the way back, but why? So you can take a nap while you wait for the tow truck. Lance has the face of a 35-year-old lesbian gym teacher. That guy's hair looks like what you would see under a microscope for a bacteria sample. This guy looks like if Frodo gave into the power of the ring. Does your doors don't have locks? Does your English haveth good? You speak English because it's the only language you know. I speak English because it's the only language you know. We are not the same. How do you know they only speak English, huh? The reason why he doesn't use shampoo is because he was getting bullied by Head and Shoulders. Pathetic frog birthday cake from supermarket leaves parents mortified. It was a disgrace. Knows Mary. She had the face of an angel and a personality like the sound of an ironing board being unfolded. There are at least 15 personalities fighting for dominance in this girl. I feel like Adam Levin just went to a tattoo artist and said, make me look like a tattooed guy. He looks like a bathroom wall at a gas station. POV. You're a closeted middle schooler and boys call you over to ask you a question. Why is this orange noodle head person with H&M clearance rack fashion trying to ask me a question? I own 5 brands. I mean, it's not impossible to own 5 Instagram accounts. Every human being deserves a shelter and meal. No, you don't pay people to exist for the same reason you don't feed the bears. Yeah man, if I give the 50-year-old lady at my bus stop some spare change for fare and a meal, she'll lose interest in foraging for salmon carcasses and lose her natural fear of people. Next thing you know, she's in the suburbs running around on all 4s trying to eat a corgi. Never seen someone who can look like a toddler, a senior citizen, and a phallus all at the same time. This dude looks like the fish from Megamind. Guys in big trucks only tailgate you aggressively because they're in a rush to get home and kiss their dad on the lips. I'm convinced that Imagine Dragons is just a bunch of dudes who make commercials for Jeep and realized it would be way easier to find songs for Jeep commercials if they just made the songs themselves. Amazon says it was not price gouging during the pandemic when it sold toilet paper for $36. That photo of Bezos looks like an artist recreation from the found bones of an ancient ruler. My kid told me I look like David Beckham if David Beckham had no tattoos and lots of damage to his face. Charlie, your legs look like mine and I have muscular dystrophy. My 3-year-old told me I looked like a burrito. Honestly, I don't know if she meant it as a compliment or an insult. There are approximately 1 million words in the English language, but I could never string enough words together to properly express how much I want to hit you with my car. Recommended by World's Worst Mum. I bought this for a generally ungrateful and entitled 21-year-old daughter. She wears about a 12 usually, and I ordered an extra large. It fit and looked great on her, and if she had refrained from her moodiness, it would have had an even better effect. When I listened to her list my myriad faults, this cute dress gave me some distractions to try and tune her out. It cost about the same as a pack of birth control pills in 1997, which may have been a more prudent investment. People from Wyoming are in my mentions insulting me for dissing their state yesterday, and I'm just imagining them furiously riding a horse to a McDonald's in Utah just so they could get Wi-Fi and tweet at me. Thanksgiving cuisine is such a delightful symphony of flavor. Why does he tweet like the NPCs in Pokemon games? Her jokes are so recycled. Greta would be proud. What is Greta up to nowadays? I haven't heard anything from her. I'm never venting to my dad again. Let's make grilled cheese for dinner. Mum's mad at me. Why? Because I got my ear pierced for my migraines yesterday, and she's annoyed I didn't ask her, but I don't think at 20 I would have to ask to get my ears pierced. We need cheese. My 4-year-old just tried to insult me by saying I looked really old, like 20 or something, but it was actually the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. A boy could ask for your bra size, and you could be like, AK-47, and he would respond with, "Oh, you're so hot." Most honest used car ad I've ever seen. No longer needed by my son, as he seems to take my Tahoe whenever he wants. Body in good shape, interior as well, though it smells like a crayon factory. He couldn't get laid with monkeys with a fistful of bananas. Runs well. May need a fresh clutch because he drives like a little a-hole. Valued customers. Due to the recent outbreak of stupidity and panic purchasing by complete idiots, the nation is currently experiencing a shortage of toilet paper and common sense. needs. We expect supplies to be replenished once these sheep-minded morons have all starved to death in their home, surrounded by toilet paper, but without anything to eat. Thank you for your patience. Give us your American jokes. Please make fun of us so we can laugh. Why do you guys eat like your healthcare is free? Make pronouns illegal. Everyone and everything must be referred to directly by name. Everyone is a pronoun, you pinecone. Man creates a dating app where no men are allowed, except him. He looks like that default Fortnite character. I'm so good, I thought this... This typing is so bad, YouTube asked me to translate this to English. You can take your time, the short is not going anywhere. Who want me? Yes, 0%. Yes, 0%. All of you will burn in hell. 14 million impressions, no one clicked yes or yes. If you don't like it, don't look. I don't like this comment, so I downvoted it in the hope that others won't have to look at it either. Might be Jordan. Might not be Jordan. This is what me and the boys did to your mum last night. You are suddenly teleported 10 feet to the left. How does that change your present situation? Who would still be on top of your mum? My boyfriend's weird hairline. It's like someone misaligned the Lego hair. Elon Musk is going to put Apple out of business. Did he buy it? This is my overall grades at school. Hopefully I do better in 10th grade. You did so bad in history that you invented a new grade. Logan Paul turns 30, born on April Fool's Day. His whole existence is literally a joke. His head is shaped like Stewie Griffin's, but rotated 90 degrees. That's the CEO of Head and Shoulders. And you look at Superman and Lex Luthor in James Gunn's Superman. This looks like a gay not safe for work parody. Bro, seriously, your hair looks like Dr. Eggman's mustache. Anytime someone assumes I'm from a European country, I lose 7 years of my life. Are you from France, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, Luxembourg, Poland? Have fun losing 84 years. Does this look like someone who's mentally well? Nah, I'm pretty sure that's bad AI. Nobody looks like that. If I took a selfie and someone said this about me, I'd end it. Wow, what a disappointment to humanity you are. This is a comment section, not a mirror. Jesus, I'm convinced people just lift the lids of their skulls first thing in the morning and slap a dose of anti-wrinkle cream on their brains. Accidentally broke a mannequin foot. She has a very unique look to her, like some sort of yet undiscovered species of rodent. First time trying the almond shape on my real nails. Going back to bed. No good can come from a day started by seeing teeth hands. I'll try again tomorrow. Would you still love me if I was a shriveled up autistic worm? Well, I'm still here. Aw. I knew my drawing from kindergarten would show up. Bro, I promise we are not intimidated by this. They're just covering up the hickeys they gave each other. Dude walks like a garden gnome in a hurry. Chris Hughes shares a new photo with Jojo Siwa. The type of selfie mums take with their newborns in the delivery room. This dog just be like a horse to you. Your boyfriend looks like the boyfriend you start the movie with and then meet someone who isn't super annoying and mean and you fall in love for real. You have as much IQ as water has taste. Couple's vacation went well. His friends did this on purpose. Imagine finding a shirt that is the same color as you. Rami Malek always looks like he's trying to eat chips as quietly as possible. He looks like if a bird became a human, but was still used to having a beak. My legs are getting bigger than my biceps. I've been training for a solid 7 months and my legs are starting to get bigger than my biceps. Have my biceps hit a plateau or do I just have good leg genetics? You have very poor brain genetics. Yes, he looks healthy enough to be a health coach. If you were in a room with all of your partners, what would you say to them? Please disregard the goat, or at least until you hear the full story. I beg your pardon? Day 158, working out one trap. Parents disowned me. This is something Japanese scientists would have forced Chinese prisoners to do for the jokes, for giggles. Every photo of Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan together looks like a respectable mafia boss father named Giovanni and his weird son who bites sometimes. And when he's bitten, he's given a lollipop to stop. Is this good Barrett molding? It's quite good, but just be careful with posting pictures of yourself online. Diabolical work. I have never in my life met a feminist and then walked away going, wow, that was an incredibly happy person. This is quite the self-own. Because the common denominator in all of these interactions is that they just met you. First tattoo at 18. Is my idea impossible or was the artist just a bad one? 18, ching. First tattoo, ching. Cringe design, ching. Flawed execution, bad placement, no hiding it with clothes, ching. That's a bingo, baby. Good job. Girlfriend won't leave apartment with me because of my fit. Is it really that bad? I mean, you look perfectly decked for a bird watching session. Steven Seagal out here looking like the dude you shoot on the toilet at the beginning of GoldenEye on Nintendo 64. AI art has no soul. And then AI art. Your taste sucks. This looks like something from a pharmaceutical commercial. I didn't think it was possible for someone's brain to decompose completely naturally while they're alive, but here you are proving me wrong. Did a man really land on the moon, or was it all a publicity stunt? Hi there. It would take nearly a team of 300,000 engineers working for nearly 10 years to design a vehicle to plumb to the crushing depths of my disappointment in you right now. Madonna and Elton John have officially neutralized their beef with the power of forgiveness. What was their beef about? The Library of Alexandria got burned down, so we don't really know the beginning of it. It looks like the physical embodiment of a smoker's cough. Smoker's cough, or just a smoker. McLovin's evil twin, McHating. Built like an improper fraction. Bella Ramsey reveals why she decided to publicly share autism diagnosis. Why is she dressed like the non-binary Riddler? Fairy light language. What's your ethnicity? I'm interested in calling you a slur. Thinking about the time I showed my hairdresser the haircut I want, and he said, Derek, that's the same haircut I give you. That guy is just better looking. Yeah, I'd rather spend like 2 minutes writing a prompt than years of learning how to draw or paying someone to draw for me. Oh, would you also like AI to make your wife enjoy herself in 2 minutes too, since you can't be bothered to learn anything? You made this look easy, so I gave it a go. I heard my ankle crack and I farted. It's not so easy. Well done. Her mother used real airplanes to spoon feed her. The way Google has become so useless that I need to add Reddit. To the end of all my searches to actually get the information I'm looking for needs to be studied. Especially funny since the Reddit search function has the accuracy of a strand of hair in a Kansas tornado, who asked, dude, your profile picture looks like a pair of gag glasses you'd find in a gift shop. Your nose is what math teachers draw when showing a triangle with only 2 equal sides. Call that an iso sneeze. In 2004, Lisa Sparks broke the world record for the highest number of men slept with in a single day. 919 men. I just did the math and I call BS. Assume 3 minutes per guy. That's 2,700 minutes or nearly 46 hours. Alright, PP calculator, chill out. He was the kid in school that held the pencil with his whole fist to write. Dua Lipa is single again. Huge news for my buddy Steve, who always likes her pictures on Instagram. She looks like a crazy evil cartoon character who is rich and wants to destroy the forest to build a mall. That bottom tooth is out, lifting the rest of your teeth. Tupperware looks like a takeaway food container. That's exactly what Tupperware is, you upper-class crumpet. In each other's arms, we belong in this journey through a love so true, euphoria. I want this played at my funeral, so everyone in attendance will be jealous I'm dead. This is the guy that would survive a car crash. Really wish I could stop farting out my butt. The human activity of writing, expressing language with symbols and marks, was independently invented thousands of years ago by people in Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, southern Mexico, and Guatemala. Today, their hard work finally paid off. It looks like her tummy hurts, but she's trying to be brave and power through it. When your FBI agent finds your OF, why is she trying to act hot but has a 1950s secretary face? Back when I was a kid, you didn't need Joe Rogan. Your best friend had a 27-year-old brother who was a loser, who would smoke in a room with blacklight posters and tell you that the Mayans invented cell phones. He's like a misunderstood Disney villain, explaining why he does what he does. If you don't know the difference between your and you're probably still a virgin. Being educated and sexually active are 2 different things. You don't appear to be either. It's kind of funny when English teachers say stuff like, I can tell you didn't read the book, or I can tell when people BS their paper. No, you can't. You can tell when people are bad at BSing their paper. I didn't even read the Spark Notes and I barely skimmed the Wikipedia and you gave me an 8. You kneel before my throne, unaware that it was born of lies. A haircut that says frick off. Just look like a Clash Royale goblin. What an ugly baby. And I say this as someone who thinks most babies are ugly. This one is particularly hideous. It's like the larval state of a British person. Hey, shut up. How are you guys just attacking us? I feel like I'm the one who doesn't realize they flirt with me until it's too late. Okay, I won't tell you what I did, but here's some things that happened to me. Rested her head on my shoulder while we were studying. I didn't know. Kissed me when I gave her a gift. I didn't know. Asked me what I wanted to do if hypothetically we were on a date. Cuddled on the same bed. I was starting to suspect, but I didn't make a move. This was damn embarrassing. Brother might be denser than a neutron star. A black hole is a whole lot brighter than this. This is the biggest rap beef of the decade. This looks like the rivalry in a Disney Channel original movie. I recognize that there have been much worse gamer insults, but some teenager yelled, "Raise your credit score," during Call of Duty, and it completely messed me up. How did he know? Reddit man hates his wife. I don't like my wife anymore because she wears glasses now. I can't imagine being married to that man and wanting my vision to improve. He's a standard definition hottie at best. No need for HD, thanks. It's like your body intentionally evolved disproportionately small hands so you could scoop out the handfuls of Dorito crumbs from your belly button. She looks like the child of Ellen DeGeneres and Elon Musk dressed like Johnny Cash. Hey guys, grown man greeting a group chat. He's gonna ask us how are you soon. Bro's trying to be jolly. Amy Schumer makes shocking confession about her doing the deed life. Scary thing to say out loud. I'd rather help guide my grandpa into my grandma than click on this link to read about Amy Schumer's doing the deed life. And they're both dead. I present the formula for creating excellent strange insults. Adjective plus curse word plus noun. No one asked for your opinion. You abominable poop goblin. I fail to understand how you've become such a reprehensible frick waffle. Get out of my way, you sorry excuse for an intolerable butt pastry. I see no one's reblogged my post. Is it because you undeserving frick llamas are afraid of the truth? Bro grows a mustache like a pigeon builds a nest. Stop treating your body like you've got a spare one in the closet. Deep fried cigarette. You look like you gave a dirt bike a push start through a muddy puddle. Lil Wayne sneak disses Kendrick Lamar on his new album. Lil Wayne sneak dissed my ears on his new album. Everyone that visits should be allowed to climb up. It's not like it's going to hurt it. People were doing it for thousands of years before these idiotic laws were made up. Yeah, 30 seconds glancing at your profile and this absolutely moronic statement does not surprise me at all. If you ever find two neurons to rub together and make a spark, you're going to surprise the hell out of yourself. This dude is like the Benny Blanco of SNL. They're going to bury you 3 feet deep because you've only been half a man. Sounds like a raw line from Shakespeare or something, but actually from me yelling at my cat for stealing my sandwich while I was getting a drink. Bro got possessed by the spirit of a king who'd been betrayed by his eunuch advisor. It's my anniversary. I'm very happy to have spent a full year with my wonderful boyfriend. Congrats. I hope you have a wonderful life together. I don't. I hope each of your collective atoms are placed in separate stars. As a registered voter, I refuse to get into an argument with someone whose head comes to a point, but his conversations do not. My favorite cheap go-to vegan food, frozen peas and corn heated up with hummus on top. Vegan groups are often a hellscape. My man and I. Circle yourself, please. You could park a 1963 Chrysler Imperial in each of Mickey's nostrils. I just cancelled my Uber driver. I don't have time to deal with this today. Imagine giving up the chance to be driven to your destination by a slab of sentient ham. This guy can hear his own blood flow. Wait, Snoop is 53 and you just called him elderly? 53 but looks like a 20-year-old chihuahua wished to be a real boy. Looks like he flosses with a block of wood. First he'll host the Oscars and then be announced as 007. Big year for Mr. Holland. We want 007, not 0057. Responding to the question, what does the US do better than any country? This is going to sound really stupid, but outlet plugs. In other countries like Europe or South America, you have to have a special adapter if you want to plug in something. Here in the US, we don't have that problem. That person probably rotates the squares when playing Tetris. It's kind of like when your kids help you clean and you tell them you did a good job, but you ended up doing it yourself. You know how when you do a group project, but in order to finish, you end up doing all the work yourself? Kind of like that. Imagine getting rickrolled whenever you look in the mirror. I thought she had long fingers, but it was her nails. That's the point, you sausage. I love inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of some one day. You were inside a joke once. Bro, I would say he doesn't get it, but he never has. My boyfriend was like, sometimes you act like Sherlock Holmes, but without the genius. Like, you're always making weird observations, and they're inaccurate. Lil Pump's the type of guy to buy some money. Lil Pump the type of dude to wake you up, to ask if you're asleep. Speed when he's the smartest in the room. XQC is literally just a conscious rock. Went to the shop today and met Rick. He has the body of a paraplegic. How it feels when someone mentions a random topic that you're disgustingly educated on. The skin on the palm of your hand does not have the ability to grow hair. What part of your body do you wish had this type of skin? Between my eyebrows. I'm guessing that S isn't needed. Abby Shapiro doesn't look like a human person. She looks like an unused character from the Polar Express. I just can't be sleeping with anyone below a 7, really. I know I'm old and not as attractive as Brad Pitt anymore, but I can't face that post-nut clarity that one time I did sleep with a 5. Bro, you look like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. You'd be lucky if the female next to you lets you. Wow, that's hurtful. 1 star. Croatia will be a nuclear power before this app works. This app is worse than using half-ply toilet paper. The first rare insult. There are approximately 1,010,300 words in the English language, but I could never string enough words together to properly express how much I want to hit you with a chair. Be nice to your mother. She makes mistakes too. You're living proof. Proof. Love, not your mother. When a captive British officer challenged Robert Surcouf, a French privateer, with the words, "You French fight for money, we fight for honor," Surcouf replied, "Each of us fights for what he lacks most. Doesn't make sense at all. You must fight for brain cells then." Her French kiss includes a little bit of Spain and Belgium. She looks like the evil cockatoo from that movie Rio about the bluebirds. If they had 2 brain cells in their body, they would be pregnant. Arkansas's couple arrested after feeding young girl just 1 pot. This is horrible. Is this woman the girl's evil stepmother? Hulk Hogan as a teenager. He looks like he gets confused by balloons. Hell yeah, brother. Guys, is this bot even smart? Yes. Prove it. Which is heavier, a ton of rocks or a ton of feathers? I don't know, but they both weigh less than your mum. He looks like if Ben 10 was drawn from memory. You're offered 50,000, but you have to be chased by 1 animal for 24 hours. Which animal are you picking? A starfish? When did a starfish become an animal? About 500 million years ago? Could blindfold him with dental floss. Wonderful interaction between loving siblings. I'm glad some people have that. Got a fake snail. Mine's like half a dead whale that got beached a year ago, but has been surviving from eating sand. 25 male. I don't want to get old. Any tips? There is a 100% guaranteed tried and true solution that you aren't gonna like to not get older. Lele Pons is the type of girl who would sleep with her professor to get an A, but still fail her final. What is the formula of area of circle? You've been asking a lot of questions. Don't you attend classes? They look like the founders of a startup that will end up in a Senate hearing. Why does Danny constantly look like he was told that there was homework? Ariana Grande, Ghostin, sad version. The original was the sad version. This is the clinical depression version. Y'all be eating strawberries with sugar? Or just me? If not, try it right now. The dominant species in a million years gonna be digging up our fossils like, where's the food? He looks like a middle school desk. Let it happen. This guy looks like his name is Sebastian. The ancient Greek philosophers get way too much credit. They weren't smart, they were just early. I could think of stuff too if nobody knew anything yet. Philomena is a comedian. Most of the comments here are altogether too serious. Mansplaining, aka correct all dysfunction, right at large. People are betting on if Jesus Christ will return before GTA 6. If Jesus comes back, do we still have gravity, or is that something NASA made up for Texas? A big guy does charity work by going to a blind barber. Twitter X has officially partnered with prediction platform Polymarket. Soon users will be able to bet on real life events directly on the platform. I only trust vibes in my third eye. Betting is for NPCs. Your third eye couldn't predict your ex leaving. Spending a band on shoes is crazy when your pillow looks like a teabag. She's feeling like a Glee episode. That's not a good thing. Finish writing my autobiography. $5,000 to the best book title in the comments. Blowing an inheritance through an eternal midlife crisis fueled by feelings of inadequacy. You look like Gollum's high school swim team photo. PS5 controller that looks like a badger. My unique observation. Did they get electrocuted together? I need you to find the nearest Scrabble set and eat all the letters. Next, take the strongest laxative you can find. Then when you've pooped them out, inbox me what they say. Because that will make more sense than anything that will come out of your mouth. How is this even a class? Is it a clown college? Probably Penn State. That's not nice. My friend goes to Penn State, and if he could read, he would be very upset. Someone described Glenn Powell to me as looking like a capybara who had their wish to be turned into a human granted by a forest witch. Flight looks like a half-lit cigarette. The picture of Dorian Gray. I don't know. I haven't read the book. I will not listen to a man with the Tesla logo as facial hair. Your head is so far up your butt, it would be illegal to dislodge it in Alabama. By God, I don't get it. A contractor building my back patio had all Mexicans working. They could barely communicate with each other. They failed to get my gas lines marked before digging and broke the gas line to my pool heater and a buried electrical cable. We could have all died. You're a liar. I've never seen a double wide with a pool